My name is Nishe'e Queen. I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I served in the United States Navy during Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Odyssey Dawn. My organization is a nonprofit called Chain of Command. Our mission is to be an advocate for female veterans, to make sure that they know they're not alone, to be a networking and knowledge force for them. I started the organization because when I got out of the military, it's almost as though you're leaving the fraternity, and they give you enough to say they didn't leave you hanging, but they don't really tell you how to transition into being a civilian. Luckily, I worked at a vet center in Greensboro, and I was surrounded by other veterans, combat veterans, and they coached me, they assisted me. I realized how lucky I was to have that opportunity and how many other people don't get that opportunity, and so it tugged at my heart and made me realize that having that was so that I could give it forward. As a female veteran, we're almost conditioned to not speak about what's wrong with us. More times than not, if you're having a bad day, you're asked, are you pregnant? And so when you get out of the military, you almost avoid anything that's wrong with you. So you'll find that the female ratio at the VA is very low compared to the males. And I realized that when I went, my physicians were very rarely females. The people I sat beside in the waiting room were very rarely females. When I'm getting my prescription, I'm asked if I'm there waiting for my husband or my spouse, and it let me know that there's a need for other females for me to see my sisters in the waiting room, getting the same services that I see a lot of my brothers getting. Some of us didn't go the traditional track. Some of us strapped up boots, put on a uniform, strapped a gun across our chest, swore our lives, and decided that we were gonna make our difference that way. And that's not a contractual difference. That doesn't start and stop once the paper's there. That is a lifelong agreement. We are together in this fight forever. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made to wear that uniform and fight for my country. So our slogan for Chain of Command is, will you be a link, L-I-N-K, a light inspiring network and knowledge. And essentially that is what I aspire to be. I hope to be able to show women that the isolation that comes along with separating from your brothers and sisters in arms doesn't mean that you're alone. And so I will stand with you waiting in the waiting room for your appointments. I will help you fill out your forms so that you're filling them out in the right way. I'll help you navigate through the community to find your own personal veteran service officer to help you write up your paperwork. I'll help you if you just want to work out. It's very familiar for us military people to work out. If you're not sure how to prepare your diet, I'll show you where I grocery shop. It's a matter of feeling like you still belong somewhere. I think the greatest part about Chain of Command being so gung-ho and such an advocate for female veterans is because we're almost conditioned to be neutral, gender neutral. And once you come out, the world still expects you to be a woman. And that's not hard to do, but what parts of it still allow you to be a part of the pride that you served in? And so Chain of Command allows women to be both. You shouldn't have to choose. It allows you to be just as strong as you were when you carried those weapons, just as strong as you were when you were barking orders. It allows you to juggle that along with wearing a face full of makeup and doing your hair every morning. It allows you to switch out your combat boots, your steel toe boots, and putting on a pair of heels. It allows you to find your balance and not choose. You can be both all day, every day. I think it's humorous that there's a story about women going into combat. We've been in combat. We've been in combat since we were the nurses pulling soldiers off of the grounds, putting their weapons across our chest. We've been in combat. We've been fighting beside our brothers for years. This is not new. And to come into a society that doesn't know that that's not new, they almost treat us as though it's rare or it's unheard of to hear. I am not just a veteran. I am a combat veteran. I fought for this country, and that should be acknowledged while I'm wearing lipstick.